Our top story, a Punta Gorda teen is facing charges tonight after threatening to shoot up Northport High School's homecoming dance. 19-year-old Anthony Grimaldi was arrested Thursday. Police say Grimaldi made the threat to a female at the school. According to the victim, Grimaldi had sent text messages saying he was coming to her house and that he was, quote, strapped. He also allegedly told the victim if she went to the homecoming dance and danced with other boys, he would, quote, go there and shoot everyone. Investigators say a tenant of the home where Grimaldi is currently staying told police that Grimaldi was in possession of a 9mm handgun and an AR-15 semi-automatic rifle for about a month. But the guns belong to someone else. Grimaldi is in custody on a $300,000 bond. Red tide conditions fluctuate daily, even when our beaches are mostly clear of red tide. The parking lots remain empty. ABC 7's Erica Jackson tells us how you can still enjoy the barrier islands without stepping foot in the sand.
Sarasota Bay behind me is mostly clear of dead fish, but on nearby Lido Key and up north on Anna Maria Island, there are some reports of dead fish and respiratory irritation. Some beachgoers can't keep up with all the changes, so they're choosing to stay clear of the area altogether. Check beach conditions online before heading out the door. Manatee tourism officials say they feel comfortable inviting locals out to enjoy the shops and restaurants on our barrier islands, but say right now isn't the best time for tourists to get a first impression of our beaches.
We want to make sure that if we're putting a brand in the marketplace, that our beaches are of quality, the sugar white sands, the turquoise waters that they expect.
There's never a good time for red tide to hit, but Falcioni says it's not making a big dent in our tourism because right now it's our slow season. If the red tide continues through fall and winter, that's when we're in real trouble. Reporting on Bird Key, Erica Jackson, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
And plenty of activity with 2 new tropical systems we are monitoring. And the remnants of Florence. Let's go to Wendy Ross for our first check on your first alert weather forecast.
Hello, Dwayne. In fact, we now have subtropical storm Leslie, and that's this system right here. And here is Kirk. And these systems are continuing to make waves across the Atlantic. And then we have another system that has a 30% chance of developing. And that one, too, is moving toward the U.S. mainland. So over the next couple of days, we're going to be watching these systems that are going to go through various phases as they do so. As far as Leslie is concerned, she is a subtropical system, and she is moving towards the west right now, just meandering really at around 3 miles per hour with 40-mile-per-hour winds. And it is anticipated that there is a broad area of low pressure that's just going to swallow her up, and she's not going to develop into anything much over the next couple of days. And then in the meantime, we also have this system, of course, and this is Kirk, and we're just going to continue to watch Kirk as it moves across the Atlantic, and it's going to do so rather rapidly today. Winds out of the west at 23 miles per hour, and it's just going to continue to move very close to the Lesser Antilles, and as it does so, we're expecting to see those winds calm down to around 40 miles per hour. So that is undergoing some tremendous wind shear. And just a very quick look at our radar right now, because we are lit up along the west coast. As you can see, we've got thunderstorms that are in place, and they're all lining up along the west coast, and there certainly is becoming an elongated situation, and they're all moving towards the west. So if you're going out in the next couple of hours, keep that in mind and keep safe, because the lightning is dangerous. Dwayne.
Wendy, thanks. An agreement has been reached setting the stage for Dr. Christine Blasi Ford to testify before the Senate Judiciary Committee. Dr. Ford has accused Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh of sexual assault while at a party in high school. An accusation Kavanaugh denies. ABC 7's Kenneth Moughton reports.
Dr. Christine Blasi Ford now set to testify Thursday morning at 10 a.m. before the Senate Judiciary Committee about her allegation that Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh sexually assaulted her at a high school party in the early 80s. The agreement finally announced Sunday after days of back-and-forth negotiations. Blasi Ford's attorney writing, a number of important procedural and logistical issues remain unresolved, although they will not impede the hearing taking place. Kavanaugh categorically denies the allegation and will appear before the committee as well to answer new questions questions stemming from Blasi Ford's accusation. One of the top Democrats on the Senate Judiciary Committee calling Blasi Ford a credible witness this morning on ABC's This Week with George Stephanopoulos.
I think Dr. Ford has come forward understanding what she was going to face. I think it really speaks to her credibility at this moment. What in the hell did she have to gain by doing this?
Blasi Ford requested 10 conditions for her testimony, the committee agreeing to 6. GOP Senator Lindsey Graham on Fox News Sunday.
She'll be treated fairly, but we're not going to turn the hearing over to her lawyers, and we'll see. I hope she comes. I will listen if she does.
President Trump, in an interview with Geraldo Rivera set to air Monday on Cleveland's WTAM radio, continued to voice his support for Judge Kavanaugh.
I think he's got an outstanding record, very smart, and honestly the best character, unless she can prove otherwise, and we're going to give her her chance to do that.
The president also saying he's comfortable with Kavanaugh on the high court. Kenneth Moten, ABC News, Washington.
In response to those allegations against Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh, women and men across the Suncoast taking a stand today. With blue tape over their mouths and the hashtag #MeToo prominently displayed, a crowd of women and men gathered at the Sarasota County Courthouse. They say they are standing with Dr. Christine Blasi Ford, sharing their own stories of assault.
There was a molester. He did molest many girls. Unfortunately, those girls did tell, and nothing happened. And I see that happening today, where Dr. Ford is telling what happened, and instead of being an investigation, nothing is happening. So I support Dr. Ford, and I'm really concerned about the young women of America.
It upsets me, but it also energizes me that the more that we tell our stories, the more that we organize and stick together, the closer we'll get to solving the problem.
Hashtag #MeToo spread virally in October of 2017 on social media in an attempt to demonstrate the widespread prevalence of sexual assault and harassment, especially in the workplace. Back in the United States, 3D gunmaker Cody Wilson appeared in a Texas court overnight on charges of sexual assault. According to jail records, bond was set at $150,000. Wilson is accused of having sex with a 16-year-old girl he met on a dating site. The age of consent in Texas is 17. Austin police say Wilson met the girl at a coffee shop in August and paid her $500 for sex. Wilson is facing a second-degree felony charge, which carries a maximum sentence of 20 years in prison and a fine of up to $10,000. Wilson was arrested in Taiwan and brought to Houston by U.S. Marshals. Columbia Gas Company supplying residents affected by the September 13th gas explosions with hot plates and electric space heaters. This as it works to repair and restore gas service to residents. But as ABC's Zachary Quiche reports, some say it's still not enough.
The National Guard is now on hand in Lawrence, Andover, and North Andover, Massachusetts, distributing hot plates to residents affected by those gas explosions.
Thank you very much.
Many of the residents who were forced to flee their homes following the September 13th explosions have been allowed to return, but they are still without gas needed for cooking, hot water, and heat as temperatures begin to drop. In addition to the hot plates, tomorrow, Columbia Gas will also begin distributing 24,000 electronic space heaters in the affected neighborhood.
It will take hundreds and probably thousands of people to quickly fan out across our communities to serve the approximately 8,600 households and businesses impacted by these explosions.
The parent company of Columbia Gas have set a November 19th deadline to restore service to everyone affected, with crews working to replace 48 miles of natural gas pipeline.
I'm horrified that the governor accepted that.
Some residents are upset that there's no plan to provide hot water over the next 2 months.
The other night, had 4 pots going, a bowl in the microwave, and made 7 trips up and down my stairs.
But State Representative Jim Lyons posted on Facebook that Columbia Gas has now agreed to reimburse residents who convert their gas water heaters, stoves, or clothes dryers to electric. Politicians are now asking for that promise in writing so they can distribute it to residents. Zachary Quiche, ABC News, New York.
Now to a California wildfire expanding in size overnight, threatening homes and forcing mandatory evacuations. Firefighters now fighting to get it under control under difficult conditions. Over 100 on the front lines. The raging Charlie fire north of Los Angeles exploding overnight from 3 acres to over 3,000 in just a matter of hours. The expanding fire creating a massive plume of smoke that could be seen for miles. For the people of California, this fire is the latest in a series of devastating wildfires this year.
There's a lot of fires out here all the time. A lot of people lose their home.
At last check of 2 p.m. this afternoon, the fire was 10% contained. Still to come here on ABC 7, a viral video catching attention for all the wrong reasons. Were children really allowed to drive a school bus? Plus, new hope for victims of Hurricane Florence. The federal aid that may soon be on the way.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call, and you cannot be turned down for any reason. Even if you have health problems or are living on a fixed income, guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance policies could work for you with prices starting at less than 32 cents a day. That's as low as $9.40 a month. TruStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
My mom didn't have life insurance and the cost all fell on me. And that's expensive. We're still paying for that.
Yeah, we're still paying for that.
Call 1-800-218-4991 now. In one phone call, you can help prepare your family with protection amounts up to $25,000. There are no medical tests or health questions. And remember, you cannot be turned down for any reason. In fact, TruStage policies are already protecting over 18 million Americans. And rates are designed to be affordable, starting at less than 32 cents a day. That's as low as $9.40 a month. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease.
When I leave, everything will be taken care of for them.
Call 1-800-218-4991 now for a free, no-obligation quote. TruStage offers plans to fit your budget with prices starting at less than 32 cents a day. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage. Call 1-800-218-4991 now.
The day you lose your strength is the day you lose your independence. Muscle is lost with age, affecting your energy, balance, and mobility. Before you know it, you're depending on others just to get through the day. But you can reverse and prevent muscle loss. Introducing MyoHealth, a revolutionary proven approach to increased muscle strength and function in as little as 30 days. Live life on your terms with more energy and confidence.
After a serious health issue put me down, MyoHealth's getting me back up again.
I'm doing activities that I haven't done for a long time. It really works.
MyoHealth is a safe, natural dietary supplement, the result of decades of research and 24 human clinical studies. You can live stronger at any age with greater strength, mobility, balance, and energy. Call or go online now and take the MyoHealth 30-Day Strength Challenge.
Welcome back. Now to a wild story out of Indiana. A bus driver accused of letting middle school students take the wheel. The alleged incident caught on camera and going viral. ABC's Stephanie Rabos gives us a look.
It's all good. It's all good. I'm letting her stop at Michael's stop.
That is a child behind the wheel of a school bus. The viral video allegedly shows the actual bus driver coaching the kid with other students on board.
First, we gotta put your foot on the brake. There you go.
Authorities in Indiana say 27-year-old Joandria McAtee allowed 3 students ages 11, 13, and 17 to drive her bus in a rural area as they dropped kids off after school. Police say a parent contacted the school's resource officer. The school district then investigated. When McAtee showed up at the Porter Township School's bus barn Thursday to pick up her check, police arrested her, charging her with neglect of a dependent. The school says in a statement, the Porter Township School Corporation is angered and disappointed in the actions of this driver. The safety of our students is a top priority. The bus company First Student adding, behavior such as this is completely unacceptable and totally at odds with what we stand for as a company. The driver has been terminated.
That was ABC's Stephanie Ramos reporting. No one was injured during that bus trip. As millions work to recover after Hurricane Florence, Congress is considering a relief package to help with recovery efforts. The package would include almost $1.7 billion in relief funding, but lawmakers are already facing a deadline this week to fund the government before the start of the new budget year. That starts on October 1st. Should the package pass, the money would be available as grants to states to help rebuild housing and public works and assist businesses as they recover from the storm. Remember this? This video was taken from a live feed at a frying pan tower located off the coast of Cape Fear, North Carolina. It shows an American flag being ripped apart by winds as Hurricane Florence approached earlier this month. Old Glory survived Florence and is receiving some much needed rest. Now a new flag has been raised to replace it. According to the explore.org, the surviving flag will be auctioned off with the Red Cross to support victims. Good for them. Great story.
Wow, they're going to have so many months of recovery that they're going to be looking at with all of these waters that are coming on in, the flooding conditions there. The tropics are still busy. We just have to have a playing card just to keep track of everybody because things keep shifting around from day to day.
Yeah.
So once again, we're taking a look at the broad picture here, and you can see it is quiet still in the Gulf of Mexico and also across the Caribbean. But out in the Atlantic, now we've got 3 systems that we're watching. And our newest player is Leslie. She is a subtropical storm, and she is now with winds of 40 miles per hour. And Kirk is also in play. So we are watching Kirk as it continues to move across the Atlantic as well. And so these are the systems that we're looking at. So first of all, we're going to start with our subtropical Leslie, and Leslie is situated up here over the northern Atlantic, and this system is moving very slowly towards the west. We have Kirk, and Kirk is moving at quite a clip across the Atlantic and is going to continue to move in this direction and pretty much stay the course. And then we have another system that is just off the Bermuda area, and it has a 30% chance of development. Yesterday it was a 40% chance, so that's good news. That means that this system is starting to undergo some of that shear we were talking about yesterday. But as far as Leslie is concerned, moving towards the west very slowly at around 3 miles per hour, and by tomorrow she's expected to strengthen just a little bit to 50-mile-per-hour winds. But what we're also expecting is that there is another low-pressure system nearby that may just swallow her up, and she won't be a problem for us over the next couple of days, or for anybody over the next couple of days. In the meantime, as I mentioned, Kirk just continues to make his move, and he's moving across the Atlantic very quickly towards the west at 23 miles per hour. Winds now at 40 miles per hour, just as they were yesterday at this time, and 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts. We're going to see the system pretty much staying the course as well, but getting up to 60-mile-per-hour winds on Tuesday, and then it's going to start to run into some shear as it moves into the Lesser Antilles and the eastern Caribbean. And then we're going to be seeing winds down to about 40 miles per hour. And the thought here is that it may eventually run into Nicaragua, where it will probably fall apart. So that's something that we just have to continue to watch. And here's the system that has a 30% chance of developing. The good news with this system now is it too is starting to run into some shear. And so we're seeing it maybe glancing off the coast. But yesterday it was coming inland a little bit more around the Raleigh area, and now it looks as though it's going to skim the coastline. So these are all the players that are going on in the Atlantic, and in the meantime, right here at home, we're getting our typical afternoon thunderstorms. They began to form at around 4 o'clock this afternoon and continue to move towards the west, and we're seeing this elongated area that stretches all the way from the Tampa Bay region down to Rotunda, where we're getting these showers and thunderstorms, and they are packed in there as they continue to move out towards the Gulf of Mexico. They're going to be around for a little while, so keep that in your plans for the next couple of hours. And as you can see, temperatures are coolest where it has been raining. Still not so cold in Venice, 90 degrees there, but Boca reporting 85 degrees at this hour. And as we head on down the coastline, we are seeing the warmer temperatures down here where we're not seeing so much rain. Today we got up to a high of 92 degrees with an overnight low of 75, and we're going to keep those temperatures on the hot side for the rest of this week, but our rain chances are going to go down as we start to see some drier air coming in for this first full week of fall. Bray.
Wendy, thanks. In consumer news, for the first time in 13 years, the U.S. Army has failed to meet its annual recruiting goal. Army officials say the strong economy is partially to blame. The Army failed to meet its recruiting goal of over 76,000 new recruits for fiscal year 2018, bringing in 70,000 recruits. According to officials, failure to reach this year's recruiting goal will lead to changes in how the Army focuses its recruiting. They say there will soon be a greater focus on social media and more recruiter contacts with video game competitions. The Trump administration is considering a limit on green cards for immigrants based on benefits. That's according to Homeland Security. That means that if those applying for a green card use Medicaid, food stamps, housing vouchers, and other forms of public assistance, they could be disqualified. Homeland Security says the proposal, quote, will clearly define long-standing laws to ensure that those seeking to enter and remain in the United States, either temporarily or permanently, can support themselves financially and will not be reliant on public benefits. The proposal will go through a 60-day public comment period before it takes effect. Comcast outbid 21st Century Fox and its powerful backer Disney Saturday in an auction for control of European broadcaster Sky. Comcast lodged a winning bid of $39 billion for Sky following a rare 3-round auction. Both companies were vying for 61% control of Sky. 21st Century Fox already owns 39%. Both companies must now make their official offers. Coming up, the hottest 3 films in theaters this weekend. Stay with us.
Gettle's got what you're looking for at Gettle.com. 17 new car brands, over 1,000 used vehicles, prices and payments you can afford. Credit help if you need it, and they pay cash for your old car. Plus, Gettle Pre-Owned Certified Plus means buying with peace of mind. Need service? Gettle's got that too. Gettle's got it. Visit Gettle.com.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
There's nothing like this trail in Alabama. It just goes from the northern part of the state to the southern part of the state. We see all kind of different terrains, great value, great fun. We've been coming for 18 years. We started off with a group of 8, grew to 12, and grew to 16. And we love it because where else can you get world-class golf courses with world-class accommodations? To be able to play these type of courses in this environment, and the difficulty keeps us coming back over and over and over again.
All across America, there are kids going hungry. It sounds crazy, but it's real. It's also a problem we're fixing. Kids who rely on school meals need help in the summer. That means neighborhood meal sites that are easy to get to and free for every kid. When you make breakfast part of a school day, a lot more kids get the chance to eat. These programs work. Over the past few years, 1/3 fewer children in the United States are facing hunger. Let's make No Kid Hungry a reality.
We answered the call of duty and left our homes to serve in far-off lands. Now, we answer another call, this time at home, in our own communities, to respond in times of chaos, to use our strength, our skills, and our experiences to bring hope amid devastation and destruction. Together, as a team of brothers and sisters, we're continuing our mission to make this country a little stronger and a little better each day. We are Team Rubicon.
In entertainment news, Bill Cosby will be back in Norristown, Pennsylvania court Monday for sentencing on his conviction of sexual assault. Cosby faces up to 10 years in prison for each of the 3 counts against him, but the judge could impose a longer or shorter sentence. The 81-year-old actor was found guilty of sexually assaulting Andrea Constant in his home near Philadelphia in 2004. Cosby's defense team is expected to appeal the guilty verdict, and the judge could allow Cosby to remain on house arrest until the appeal is resolved. The House with a Clock in Its Walls worked its magic at the box office this weekend. Eli Roth's adaptation of the popular children's book brought in almost $30 million in its opening weekend. The fantasy film stars Jack Black and Cate Blanchett. A Simple Favor starring Blake Lively and Anna Kendrick came in second, and The Nun rounded out the weekend in third. Some great movies there, Wendy. Hopefully it's not raining this weekend and we can, possibly go to the movie theater.
Well, we've got thunderstorms out there right now. They're moving towards the west very quickly, so be careful if you're heading out the door. You can see how beautiful the sky looks, though. It's still beautiful.